Are you currently an EC owner and dreaming of upgrading to a landed property? For many, it's the ultimate step up, a home with more space, privacy, and long-term investment potential. But before you get carried away by the dream of owning a landed home, the big question remains, can you really afford it? From hefty down payments to ongoing maintenance costs, there's more to the equation that meets the eye. So EC owners, if you're watching, let's break down the real costs and see if this dream is truly within reach. You're a middle-income family earning around $200,000 annually with bonuses, juggling 2 careers, 2 kids, and trying to figure out how to make your property decisions work for your lifestyle. You are not alone. As a family with 2 working parents, every financial choice has a ripple effect on your future. Whether it's upgrading your home, investing in property, or just making sure your kids are set for the future. With an income like yours, you're in a very sweet spot, but it's crucial to know how to make your dollars work smarter, not harder. Let's dive into some key strategies that could help you maximize your real estate opportunities without compromising on your family's well-being or long-term goals. Stay all the way to the end as I'll be using data and trends to give you a glimpse of how condos versus landed performance over the last 10 years and which is performing better than the other. So, continue watching. Let's start with an example, the executive condominium you're currently living in, which we will assume you had bought a 4-bedroom in the Brownstone in 2015. MOP late 2022 and is seen a strong performance since then. We'll break down the market performance, show you how its value compares to other developments in the area, and take a closer look at new launches around Canberra as well. Then we'll examine the critical question: does selling your EC and upgrading to a landed home really make sense? Stick around until the very end because I'll be diving deep into an exciting real estate journey. Using our specialized research tool, I'll take you through the transition from owning an EC to stepping into the world of landed homes. Trust me, you don't want to miss the valuable insights and data-driven analysis that can help you navigate this major upgrade in lifestyle and investment. Now, is this dream worth the financial leap or could it stretch your budget too thin? What's your biggest concern when it comes to making this move? Leave your thoughts in the comments. To make things clearer, we'll break down this video using the REI method, structuring it into 3 key sections. Number 1, what is your actual affordability, including additional costs? Number 2, how will this affect your financial stability in the long term? And number 3, does the landed home align with our lifestyles and long-term goals? Hey, this is Coach Edmund Tan, your Singapore Real Estate Insider. Before we dive in, make sure to subscribe and hit the bell icon for weekly insights that will keep you ahead of the market and enhance your property knowledge. First, let's take a closer look at how the Brownstone has performed over the years. Since its launch, the average price per square foot has skyrocketed by an impressive 70.48% over the course of 9 years, which translates to a remarkable annual growth of 7.83%. This kind of growth is certainly something to celebrate and indicates that your investment has paid off significantly. Now, you might expect that new developments will experience a significant price hike early on, driven by the developer's strategic pricing and the excitement of a fresh launch. However, the Brownstone tells a different story. Rather than seeing immediate price surge, it maintained relatively stable pricing during its initial years. Most of the growth actually occurred during resale transactions, which is a noteworthy departure from the norm. This phenomenon can be attributed to the market conditions at the time of its launch. The Brownstone hit the market when the property landscape was quite stagnant, still adjusting to the cooling measures that have been implemented to stabilize the housing prices. Buyers were cautious, leading to a more tempered initial pricing strategy. So, as we consider your potential upgrade to a landed home, the Brownstone has not only held its value but has also shown significant growth, making it a noteworthy asset in your portfolio. Let's keep this performance in mind as we explore the possibilities for your next move. In recent years, we have seen great performance from EC developments, and many homeowners also took the opportunity to unlock and go for different forms of upgrades, be it to own another property or went for bigger asset. The question is, which route is more suitable for your family situation currently? Well, if you are in a dilemma to decide, why not adopt research, data and numbers to make an informed decision using our 3-step process, the REI method. Hundreds of homeowners have been empowered to do it safely with us, and you can too. Scan the QR code here to get in touch with us and see what we can do in your portfolio. Now, let's take a closer look at how the Brownstone stacks up against some nearby resale developments. We've gathered data on a few comparable projects in the area to give you a clearer picture of the market landscape. First up is Yishun Sapphire, completed in 2001, which currently has an average price per square foot of about $1,008. Next, we have Canberra Residences, launched in 2013 with a PSF of $1,103 per square foot. Moving forward, there's 8 Courtyards, completed in 2014, which commands an average PSF of $1,236. Following that, we have the Nautica, which was completed in 2015 and has an average per square foot of $1,204. Finally, we come to the Brownstone, completed in 2017 with an impressive average PSF of $1,372. Now, let's shift our focus to some recent new launches in the vicinity that could have a significant impact on the property values in the area.
Hey, have you subscribed to our channel yet? Come on, help us here by clicking on the bell notification. This will help us a lot.
First up, we have Park Canberra, completed in 2023 with an average price per square foot of $1,356. This project has already set the tone for the market, reflecting the growing demands for quality developments in the region. Following that, we have the Commodore, which is set to complete in 2024, and its average per square foot is $1,469. This steady increase in pricing demonstrates a robust market appetite, which could elevate nearby property values, including yours at the Brownstone. Looking ahead, there's also Watercolours, projected for completion in 2026, with an average per square foot of $1,686. The anticipated price point here is a clear indicator of the upward trend in a property value in Canberra. With these new developments being priced higher than the Brownstone, it's not just wishful thinking to expect some appreciation for your property. As these newer launches come into the resale market, their prices could surpass their original purchase prices, pulling up the values of surrounding properties, including yours. Now, let's crunch some numbers to see what you could afford if you decide to upgrade to a landed property. Before selling a property, what are some of the prep work you do before deciding if you should make the move? Share your comments below. Do you just consider where the location is, estimated budget for next property, type of property next, the amenities and transportations nearby? While the above are common criteria for anyone looking into the next property and they are important, we like to also understand from a data perspective and dive in more with our signature one-on-one consult with a plan before we actually do them. They include 2 major aspects. Number 1, property assessment. We want to determine based on current value, are there still upside potentials, or has the property been underperforming for a while? And also a projection of how the property is going to be in the next couple of years as well. Why do we do this? This allows us to have a judgment clearly and what if it's premature to exit from a property? Are there any other solutions that we can work around with from another perspective? Number 2, financial assessment. While knowing your property value and potentially what price it can fetch is important, never forget about what's next. The next move generally is more crucial to determine if you can continue to build assets or you are looking to dilute all the previous profits you made. Therefore, before you decide to make a move, it's best to get second opinions before you act on them. Potentially, there will be gaps of knowledge you didn't know can be achieved too. Scan the QR code here to get in touch with us and see what we can do in your portfolio. If you sold the Brownstone, recent transactions indicate that the average selling price for similar 4-bedroom units in your area is about $1.57 million. That's a solid foundation to work with. Now, to get a clearer picture of your financial position, we need to factor in a few key elements. Assuming both of you hold equal shares in Brownstone, we also take into account your existing loan, the CPF contributions you have made over the years. This will give us a comprehensive view of how much equity you have and what you can potentially leverage for your next move. Here's a simplified breakdown of the current financial situation. The selling price of Brownstone at $1.57 million. The outstanding loan amount, $550,000. CPF to be refunded into your ordinary account, approximately $464,000. your cash proceeds after paying off the outstanding loan around $555,000. With these figures in hand, we can begin to explore those options for upgrading. This cash flow not only reflects the equity you've built, but also give us an insight into what you can afford moving forward. Next, we'll look at how this equity can be strategically utilized. Will you decouple and hold on to the investment property, or perhaps look for your dream landed home? What kind of financial flexibility does this provide you? How do you make such a decision? The last point is the most important. Warning, decoupling is not for everyone. And many times after we run through the numbers, this solution is not the best for many families. So do assure that you've done your sums first before execution. Some key questions you must ask yourself before doing. Number 1, cash on hand to decouple. Number 2, after this process, would you have enough balance for the next property? Number 3, if you do need a place to stay currently. Number 4, will the next property purely just for investment? And the most important question you need to ask is, who will be the one coming out to purchase the next property? One key advantage of decoupling allows one to re-enter the market quicker, to catch the market, because selling the property does take time from the marketing and the completion of the property. Thus, if time is of essence, like there is a new launch property you have been eyeing on, you could explore this route. Again, work out your sums first. Check out one of our videos where we dive in real case studies for this process and what went wrong for many homeowners when they are doing it. Learn from their mistakes so you don't make them. By analyzing your potential proceeds and weighing them against market opportunities, we can navigate the landscape of upgrading your home with confidence. Let's dive deeper into these options and see how they align with your goals. Now, the important question, should you decouple or sell? This decision can have a significant impact on your financial future and is essential to weigh your options carefully. If you opt for decoupling, you maintain substantial equity in the Brownstone, allowing you to hold on to a valuable asset while exploring your next move. Let's break this down further. A few assumptions that we are making here. Both of you have equal shares of the property. You took an 80% loan of $691,000 for the purchase of the property. The remaining 20%, 5% cash, and 15% CPF down payment was paid evenly by both of you, assuming a 3.5% interest on the loan. With an outstanding loan amount of $550,000, you have paid $335,000. This is based on the medium-term interest rate back then. We will assume the $335,000 was paid with CPF and split evenly between the two of you. Assuming you decide to decouple and your husband buys out your share, we need to consider the potential costs involved in this process. First, there's the decoupling costs, which includes the buyer's stamp duty and legal fees. That amounts to around $21,000. This is a one-time expense, but it's crucial to factor into your overall calculations. Next, we have the interest expense over the tenure of the loan. Given a 21-year tenure and an average interest rate, we're looking at approximately $240,000. This is a significant figure, but it reflects the long-term investment you're making in both your property and your financial future. Then, there are the property tax and maintenance fees. Over a 10-year holding period, you can expect this cost to total around $60,300. These ongoing expenses are vital to consider as they will affect your overall cash flow and budget. When you total these expenses, the total cost of decoupling would be approximately $321,893. This number may seem daunting, but it's important to view it in the context of your overall financial strategy. With this cost in mind, this approach not only allows you to retain equity in the Brownstone, but also sets your maximum loan capacity for the next property. It gives you the flexibility to explore new property options while still leveraging the value you built in your current home. Now, let's dive into the potential upgrade paths, each offering a unique opportunity for you to elevate your living situation. The first path, decouple and purchase a second property. These options allows you to maintain your current home while acquiring a new one. With a combined budget of about $2.77 million, you can expect to incur estimated costs of approximately $355,000 over the next 10 years. Plus, it not only allows you to benefit from rental income from the original property, but also gives you the flexibility to invest in a new home without selling your current asset. It's a great way to leverage your equity while still providing a cushion for your retirement plans. The monthly mortgage repayment for both properties will be $4,200 for Brownstone and about $4,000 for the second property, which comes to a total value of about $8,293. In this case, are you able to get a landed property for $1.2 million? Unlikely, unless you look for the types that they have less than 15 years lease. Are there any? The second path, sell the Brownstone to buy a larger condo or even penthouse. If you imagine a more spacious lifestyle for a change in scenery, selling the Brownstone could be your ticket to a larger condo or even a luxurious penthouse. Assuming a purchase price of about $3.5 million, the total cost associated with this move could reach approximately $630,000 over the next decade. While this option could elevate your living standards, it also requires a careful consideration of the long-term financial implications, especially with the higher costs involved. And this monthly mortgage repayment will come to about $3,600. Is a penthouse always a good option if you're looking for a big space? Do take note, many penthouses in Singapore do have wasted space, especially at the terrace area. And many would have done roofs, partition walls, or even windows to turn them into livable area to increase the GFA. But please be careful. Many of such additional constructions likely are not being approved, and you have to be extra careful about it. Now, the third path is to sell Brownstone for a landed property. If owning a landed home has always been your dream, this is an attractive option. By targeting a property price at around $4.3 million, you'll face estimated total cost that could escalate to about $1.1 million. This pathway promises the allure of greater space, privacy, and potential long-term value appreciation. However, it does come with significant financial commitments and potential renovation costs that you should carefully evaluate. For a landed property, the monthly mortgage repayment will be estimated about $8,400. What can you do with $4.3 million landed property, and what kind can you get? Let's take a look. Alright, so we will come back to our tools to actually indicate where are the $4.5 million landed properties that is ideal for this purchase. So coming here, we will go to our Pro Map, and from here we are able to see the entire Singapore prices in terms of landed property, and we can actually filter this off. And let's say we are not considering any form of district, you just want to have a top-down view of where the 4.5 million properties are at the moment, and we will do our selection for landed property. And if let's say we have no preferences whether it's a terrace or semi-D or detached, we just want to open up all the options first, and this gives us a good indication. And let's choose resale as well. So there are many different parameters that you can actually choose from if you intend to buy near an MRT, a primary school, or even international schools, or near shopping mall, and that's where the different parameters we go. Let's just narrow it down a little bit further based on a family of four, and they wanted to buy a property maybe perhaps within 1 km to the MRT. Alright, so this is across all the different MRTs, and let's just see what are the options that can come out. And being a landed property, let's just keep the options open between the freehold as well as a leasehold property. And because I only have a 4.5 million quantum that I can work with, I just want to make sure that my transaction prices is within this price range, and the rest of it we can actually just leave it empty. And that's where we are able to use Pro Map to determine these are all the properties that is falling within 4.5 million. And on the left side, you can see that with these parameters, how many units currently are in the marketplace. We have 941 listings that forms within 4.5 million. So this tool actually allow us to better narrow it down depending on the kind of location that you're comfortable with. So let's say, for example, we go back and we want to go and see, let's say today I want to find out a little bit more in terms of a specific district. So let's say we talk about District 15. Let us explore, are there any properties for landed that is within 4.5 million? And we can see it from a filter just like this. Let's take a look. So very quickly, you will know that based in District 15, we even zone in out where are the locations, and you can actually see we have a total 204 units available for sale at the current moment. So this helps us to actually narrow down the filtering process when we are searching for the right property for your family. And this is why this tool is so important for us to advise all our clients in terms of their analysis and research. So which route sounds more appealing to you? Are you leaning towards maintaining your investment through decoupling, upgrading to a larger condo, or fulfilling the dream of owning landed property? Your decision here could significantly shape your financial future and quality of life. Before making a final decision for your property upgrade, it's essential to take a moment to compare the performance of non-landed versus landed properties over the last decade. This comparison will provide valuable insights into the potential risks and rewards associated with each options. One key factor we also want to determine is to compare how condos and landeds are like in comparison. Let's look into this. Alright, so for this comparison, we want to take a look between the landed property and condo properties. How have they been performing for the last 10 years? So let us come back to our pro trend, and we are able to actually include the properties information here. So this time around, we are going into landed property in general. We are not filtering it all based on locations, based on districts, or even the type of properties. We just want to have a general look into both the condo and landed property in all regions. So with this, we are able to see how the property trend has been for the entire area. So for here, you can see that the number of transaction volume as well as the specific streets, which are the top performing properties here as well. So for this comparison, we're going to take the entire zone of districts, and we want to take a look at the last 10 years of data. So that gives you on average of how much landed property has risen in time to come. That right now we are seeing that the per square foot averagely is about $1,913, and this is for landed property. This is for landed property, as you can see from here. So now the next thing that we want to do is we want to just rename this so that we can see it clearer as landed property. So this consists of both 99 and freehold property. Next, we want to take a look at condominiums. So same thing we will do in our subtype in condos, and we will just plot it in to see how the property has been performing for all the districts for condominium over the same period of time. So here you can see, let me just change the numbers. So this is condo, name it as condo. So let us plot in the blue color, which is the landed property zone, and see how far it has performed since 2013. So we plot this in to the time. So the property has went up about 40.42%, as well as for the condo. If you can take a look, generally it has went up 47.04%. So this is more of a general view, and you may be looking at it and saying that, oh, meaning I have to go and look into a condominium because it has performed better. Just take note that this comparable has including all the new launches as well as the resale property. So when we want to do a more accurate data dive, we will want to be more specific into the trends that we're seeing. So the next thing that I want to share with you is, what about a freehold property versus a leasehold property for landed? Which one actually is performing better? This will also allow you to have a better understanding that today, if you intend to go into a landed property, you should go for a leasehold or should go for a freehold. So let us clear this out again, and let's just be very specific into choosing landed property this time round. And we want to compare between the landed property. We want to compare between the freehold and the leasehold type of property. So now we have the leasehold property first. Let us just pull all the data, see what is happening right now. So let's pull out the year of lease as well. Right, so let's rename this as leasehold. Next, we will input our freehold comparison, landed property as well, and this time around we want to go for freehold. Let's take a look. So let me rename this as freehold. So from this data, let us plot out the data point for leasehold property from 2013 till 2023, and the average growth for the last 10 years has been about 28%. And let's see how freehold is performing at the same period of time. Wow, you can see that it is almost a double in terms of percentage. It has went up 43%, comparable to a leasehold property at 28%. So this does give you a better indication that today, if you intend to go for a landed property, the chances of your property growth in a longer period of time is still favorable for a freehold property. Hope that this information using our pro trend does give you some insights that today, with data research, you are able to have a better sense of direction on where you should be heading to in terms of your property plans. Over the last 10 years, both non-landed and landed properties have exhibited comparable growth rates, which might seem reassuring. However, there's a notable distinction when we dive in deeper into the specifics. Freehold landed properties tend to outperform their leasehold counterparts significantly, especially in a market where the availability of freehold options as dwelling cannot be understated. It's not just about the immediate financial gains, it's about the long-term security that comes with freehold ownership. While it's a dream for everybody everybody to climb the property ladder towards a landed property. Consider your holding period as well. If you plan to hold on to a property for a long time, a freehold landed property may serve you well. But if you're looking for a shorter term investment or a quick return, you might need to reassess whether the landed option is the right fit. Are you looking for a property that will appreciate steadily over time, or are you more focused on generating rental income? Perhaps you envision this as a legacy property for your family. Ultimately, the choice between non-landed and landed properties isn't just about numbers. It's about your personal vision for the future. So as we explore the details further, keep in mind what you want to achieve with this investment. Your objective and holding periods will play a crucial role in determining the path that's best for you. For a personalized evaluation tailored to your specific needs, feel free to pause the video and scan the QR code on your screen. By getting in touch, you'll receive expert advice to confidently navigate the complexity of property decisions with ease. If today's analysis was helpful, please show support by liking the video, subscribing to the channel, and hitting the bell icon to stay updated on future insights into Singapore's ever-evolving property market. Your engagement allows me to continue delivering valuable content right to your doorstep. Thank you for watching, and I look forward to seeing you real soon.